does come from people, snippets of conversations had, anecdotes, things like that, and you say, oh, I remember somebody mentioning something about this, and so you go and you do a little research on that thing that was mentioned, and sometimes something does materialize, and sometimes it's not there, but you end up finding something else that may be equally or even more intriguing.
One of the collections you have here is related to a woman named Jacqueline Logan. So tell us about
Jacqueline Cochran.
Jacqueline Cochran. Okay. Give us a brief overview of her
Jacqueline
story.
Cochran. Jacqueline Cochran gets lost in history, overshadowed by a more famous aviatrix, Amelia Earhart, operating a few years before. She is known for evolving on rather Renaissance woman, actually, photographer, aviator, truly led a remarkable, rich life. Unfortunately, left the world, left us relatively recently, even 12 years ago. Just a phenomenal life, and a perfect example of, rather than a lost thing, a lost person. When we find these people, recover something very, very valuable, because in these lives there are things to learn, things to follow. So Jacqueline Cochran is definitely an example of a woman ahead of her time, a woman who is very much woven into the fabric of South Florida history. It's just a terrible shame she really isn't studied.
She left a box of artifacts.
Box? You're talking about the collection.
Right, but not like under the bed.
No. She left actually one of the more spectacular things. She had this gold-covered box buried underneath a family shack. Several people so some amount of digging, we pulled this thing up out of the earth, and we opened it up to find an incredible collection of lenses. She's also a photographer, amateur astronomer, so curious collection of vintage lenses and telescopes and things like that. But the fact that it's very novel, it's buried almost in a well, and on the surface you can follow an inch of bit of rope coming all the way down to the box. So fantastic. So really you can actually find something that's still intact, especially with the moistness of the ground here, and you might get something there. As you'll see, the lenses themselves are in spectacular condition. But yes, definitely, as you would say, not under the bed.
How did you connect with Kevin Arrow?
Kevin Arrow, let's just say that Kevin Arrow was a confluence of fortunately coincidental meetings. Many times in my profession, in the museum profession, we end up running into people, lead us to people, and Kevin Arrow is just one of those angels that just happen to pop up at the right place at the right time. He's incredibly supportive of our work here. He's a source of it. You'll see several pieces.
How long has the society been established?
The society has been for some years. It's difficult to say. I tell you that it became something of interest to me. I'm sorry, I just thinking back to the first times I started delving into research and wondering if that constitutes the beginning of this. I mean, what really is the start of this?
Right.
I mean, does it begin when you start putting up exhibitions, or when you pick up that first book and that first piece of research and you start chasing down anything? I'd like to think that time is something that will remain relevant yet irrelevant to the society.
Somebody comes up and looks at this exhibit, what would you like them to walk away with?
they'll be able to get a sense of, I don't want to use the term magic, but the fact that there is something operating in our everyday lives. It's just a bit extraordinary. And many of the artifacts that they see here will appear quite ordinary. Yet, there's an unmistakable quality of otherness to them. And I'm just hoping that people that do come here will get infused with that sense and will be able to find that otherness elsewhere. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Extraneous non-diegetic sound effects do we have during that?
Yeah, that coin dispenser was a little.
Yeah. It's got a rhythm
sorry.
to that last business. It's great. Oh no, we being clip file through this whole
Are
thing?
we going to have to do it again?
No.
Oh.
It's okay. It wasn't overpowering.
Okay, 'cause I'm not going to be able to.